First time at speed going into turn number 1 here at Indy. They stay side by side for the lead. Logano inching ahead of Kurt Busch as they go down the backstretch.
Picking that outside line, work for Joey Logano. Use that momentum. Look at Brad Keselowski. Big aggressive move down the back straightaway.
Short shoot into turn 4. They're still side by side fighting for position. Keselowski in the 2 on the inside at the 10 of Aric Almirola.
See them side by side. That's going to be a big advantage to that car behind them.
Yeah, Buescher got a run there.
Brad did a great job of blocking, taking that run away from Buescher.
Brad takes the spot away from Almirola. And so Keselowski moves up into the 9th spot.
You can see how the field's already single filed out. Restarts, really the first 3/4 of that first lap after a restart are going to be the best opportunity to get passes made.
Looking back from Bubba Wallace is number 43.
Be a little balance between how aggressive you want to be, Rick. A perfectly clean Indianapolis, no laps run on the oval all week long. That can be very high for tire wear. There'll be a competition yellow at lap 12 to allow crew chief to come down pit road and change those tires. The drivers will have to, decide how tough they want to push that right front early.
To the 42, Matt Kenseth looking to the inside of Chris Buescher in the 17. Marty.
I was going to ask Steve that question, Rick, about that right front tire. All the crew chiefs I talked to this morning, Steve, 12 laps in, that's enough to make you a little bit worried about that right front. Traditionally, Indianapolis, when it's a green racetrack, very hard on those Goodyear tires. So, Steve, if you were crew chief in this race, would lap 12 be early enough for you for that comp caution?
Well, it would have to be early enough. We see the 20 of Erik Jones pull out of line to make a move. In the end, it's up to the driver. I believe you know that right front is going to be unconcerned. Maybe start with a little bit more air pressure, try to help it. What Marty meant by a green racetrack is a track with no rubber. It's hard to tell, but this surface actually has little tiny grooves in it. And until that rubber gets put into the grooves, it wears the tires. You see the 47 high off the corner gets passed by his teammate in the 37.
Yeah, he's struggling. Stenhouse in that 47 car struggling, trying to get grip up here up front. We've got a battle. 5th place, Chase Elliott passing Martin Truex Jr.
And early on, we're going to see this, right? I mean, these guys, they're going off of what engineers think is the best setup for these cars. They haven't had any track time.
Well, and even if they're right now, Rick, this track, as Marty was just talking about, no rubber being out, it's going to change dramatically. So if your balance is good here, you better start making adjustments. As we see Kevin Harvick out of the groove, William Byron in that red and blue, 24 tries to keep the 4 out of the primary lane.
Contact here. Yeah, 18 car. Kyle Busch getting in the door of the 12, Blaney. Brad's trying to figure out who to help. Man, that 9 cars ran down his teammate Bowman. As Blaney goes by Truex for 6th place. Truex fading.
Marty, what are we hearing down there?
Boy, Rick, the show to watch as Martin Truex Jr. going backwards. Started 6th, right now in 28th, and maybe going to lose that spot, another spot to Ricky Stenhouse Jr. But they might be able to diagnose what's going on. Listen to the radio.
ECU app error. The bottom left it says ECU BIOS error.
All right, Steve, so ECU error. So if you're James Small, the crew chief for Martin Truex Jr., does that at least give you somewhere to go to start diagnosing it before he comes down pit road in 2 laps?
Well, as the crew chief, it's going to tell me what to tell the engine guy from TRD, because I'm not sure I know what that error is, but ECU is the electronic control unit for the engine. There's a digital readout on the dash. Martin Truex Jr. just relaying that information. Unlike in other series, they can't see that on the pit box. The only way they're going to know on the pit box is what Martin Truex Jr. is telling them. But James Small, I'm sure, is in communications with TRD, with the engine producer for this vehicle, and say, hey, this is what we're seeing, this is what we're hearing, and create the list of to-dos when they come down pit road under yellow.
And Steve, that's exactly why NASCAR has put these competition cautions in place with no practices. So if you have some kind of a problem, if you've missed something really big with your setup, your whole day is not ruined. Exactly why these things are there.
He has fallen already from 8th down to the 29th position, though, for Martin Truex Jr. as we see Chase Elliott in that Napa number 9, taking a peek at the 88 of Alex Bowman.
Yeah, he's just trying to look to the left and say, hey, man, I'd like to get by you. I think I'm a lot faster than you. But the 9 car is kind of stuck behind this 88. It's allowed Blaney in the 12 to close in on this battle.
And if I'm Alex Bowman in the 88, I say, I know you're faster, buddy, but we got a caution coming. So I'm not going to give you the spot. I'd like to keep this spot before we come to pit road.
And we would expect that caution to be coming out very shortly because it was supposed to be on lap 12. Currently on lap 13, and Harvick is on pit road now.
Yeah, so this might be a strategy call to pit before the yellow, but I don't believe they can take fuel. They must think they can either go all 50 laps or maybe as an issue. We'll have
Caution
to see what
is out
happens.
now, Steve.
Yeah.
Was that a good call to come to pit road right now?
I don't understand it because they can't take fuel, so they're going to put tires on this car. There's no doubt.
Yeah, how about this call, Steve? Yeah, they're going to go with 4 Goodyear tires here. I did not hear an issue at all with Kevin Harvick. We'll follow up with Rodney Childers, but again, to your point, they cannot take fuel here. Everyone else can. And remember, they won this race last year. Junior called it in the pre-race show by having short run speed and keeping track position. That's how critical it is. You'll take some crazy chances. Rodney Childers coming before the comp caution.
So Rick, I'm always a guy for gambling. You hear Kevin Harvick instantly shut the engine off. Maybe they feel they could go 50 laps on fuel if he saves enough. That's way outside the window I would have thought. I could think they could only go 40.
Steve, the rule is, though, that they can't take fuel before the caution is thrown for that competition caution.
For this specific reason.
Yes.
The idea of a competition yellow, as Jeff said, is for teams to assess where they're at, to make adjustments to perhaps, overcome a mechanical issue. This is Kevin Harvick. I was thinking trying to get track position. We're going to have to see how this plays out.
Pit road's open, so they're getting ready to come at you. Kelly and Marty.
And you'll see the leader there, Joey Logano, in that yellow 22 car. He's going to come to pit road. He said he fired off. He was just a little bit tight, especially in 1 and 2, but late into that run, he said the car fell off big time. He said he was in a 4-wheel drift there.
Oh, the huge wreck on pit road.
We talked about how narrow it was, and look at this. They're piled up at the end of pit road.
Piled up. There's like 6 cars you can't even get by. Huge damage to the 48, the 37 we see in there.
Unbelievable.
The others that were up front not affected.
If the one has an issue on his pit stop, it is chaos on pit road.
And look at this. The chaos back here. Corey LaJoie in the 32, he's in it. The 19, Martin Truex Jr., because of the issues he had on the track, he's involved in this as well. They pile up at the entrance to pit road. You saw one of the crew members from the 12 team get pinched in between the 12 and another car. You see the AMR safety team is right there on pit road attending to him. Steve, this is one of the reasons why all the crew members had to have helmets when they went over the wall. Safety, a big issue.
Yeah, years ago, pit crew didn't have to wear fireproof suits. That changed. Then it was helmets after an accident in Miami over a decade ago. Once again, you see just how dangerous pit road can be. This is every crew chief's fear. These pit crew members become like family. You ask them to go out and do their job, and so often we talk about the competition side, how fast you can do their job. But Jeff did a nice job of highlighting how narrow the pit road here in Indianapolis, and it doesn't matter the speed of these cars. They're 3,500 pounds. A 3,500-pound vehicle when they start sliding around. These crew members, all very brave men and women who jump over pit wall week in and week out.
So they're attending to one of the crew members from the 12 team.
Well, that's really scary, obviously. Here's this, they start coming on pit road, and they just all got stacked up right there. One driver had to slow up because of a guy turning into his pits, and then they just all stacked up.
And this is the narrowest pit road on the series.
Yeah,
24 feet, and cars in their pit boxes taking up the majority of that, or some of that. And when a car does get slowed down on, it's a chain reaction, a domino effect that starts way up here. And then look at the cars. There's nowhere for these guys to go because of how narrow that pit road is. And affected so many cars.
We also saw a tire got hit there. Those things are 70 pounds that just got thrown in the air there. Great to see a smile on his face. So a thumbs up and a smile. Again, that crew member for the 12 team.
Those guys are warriors. Go over the pit wall. What kind of man? Think about the nerve of that guy. Smiling after that. Wow.
Four laps to go in stage one.
Nobody gets the advantage on the jump. William Byron and Jones side by side into one.
Moving up, the 4 of Kevin Harvick. Trying to get by the 9 of Chase Elliott.
The Dillon brothers right in front of them.
So Chase is going to have the 18 come up there and help him get a run by Kevin Harvick.
Yeah, no help for Harvick now as Chase is going to go by the 3 of Austin Dillon. Ty Dillon, brother, younger brother of Austin, just in front of him in the 13.
Oh, so close.
Yeah, Harvick fights back.
Now, right now, if they can stay side by side, it'd be an advantage, but Elliott lost grip.
He wanted a little more. He thought he'd have a little more grip on the outside in turn 4. It wasn't there. He's going to side draft his 4 car down the front straightaway.
What a great
3
illustration.
wide behind him.
Look at the run Matt DiBenedetto has in the 21.
Harvick's cleared Elliott.
Chase Elliott trying the crossover almost there in the 9. And they're still side by side behind them. As Kyle Busch tries to make the pass and will complete it on Matt DiBenedetto.
William Byron and Erik Jones. You talked about it, Steve. Those points. This win right here could be huge to get a stage
18,
win.
18 out of the groove there. Opens up the spot for DiBenedetto.
He takes it.
Here comes the 11 as well. Oh, look ahead.
Coming up
Chase
on 2
Elliott.
laps to go, and look at how important points are.
Chase.
Look at the fight here.
Pushes that 3-car Dillon down the front straightaway. Off into turn 1.
Trying to clear the 4 of Harvick.
That's a big deal for Chase. That could be a race-winning move right there. I know it's early, but
Track position's huge.
it is. It is.
And now the 11 pushing the 21 of DiBenedetto.
Yeah,
They
Matt.
go by Ty Dillon.
He had Matt all kinds of out of shape there. Wild racing here coming to the end of this stage.
Coming up on the last lap of stage 1. Out front, it's still William Byron in front of Erik Jones. Then Austin Dillon has a mirror full of everybody. And look at them fan out as they go down the front stretch.
Rick, we're going to talk about track position and how all these crew chiefs are battling for it. The drivers over here in the booth with us are talking about, how one position can matter. William Byron is currently leading and perhaps going to win this stage. He stayed out. He has 30-lap older tires than the field, and he stayed out from the 6th position. So, this just proves if you can get a car out front in that clean air, it improves the handling to the point where that's the whole strategy for the crew chief, to be the guy out front. It's going to come down to who can manage the fuel the best. But a great strategy call for William Byron and Erik Jones gobbling up these points.
William
Stage
Byron
win. Good call.
wins stage number 1.
Going down.
Those two came into this race 15th and 16th in points. That is why they stayed out, trying to get those stage points.
Still up front, it is Chase Elliott. Let's get an updates from Kelly.
Yeah, and Rick, just wanted to give you a quick update on that injured crew member from Ryan Blaney's team, Zach Price, the rear tire changer. We just learned that he is awake and alert, but he has been transported to the hospital for further evaluation. I also spoke to Corey LaJoie, you see the moment of impact there, who had been in the infield care center with Zach. He said he stopped in to check on him, and Zach was able to give him the big thumbs up, so that's good news. But as I said, the team's just told us that he has been transported to a local hospital for further evaluation. It's now Curtis Thompson is the new rear tire changer for the 12 team in place of Bryce. He comes from Coeur d'Aledois 32 team, and that's actually a Team Penske crewed car as well. So they had a backup there ready to go. So Curtis Thompson takes over duties, and we'll wait for further updates.
Yeah, thinking about that young man, these athletes, you know, we saw him get hit there, Zach Price, but you also saw the Jackman. Did you see him jump up on top of the car? He had it in his peripheral vision, that car coming.
Nice recovery by Blaney all the way back up into the 11th position.
Yeah, I think looking at the damage, that's actually probably, if you're going to get hit in the door, that's kind of how you want the damage to look. It looks like it's knocked that number quite a bit. We've seen that be an advantage to guys over the past years. Back up here in second place, the Benedetto still holding up this string of cars. Marty, though, we got Matt Kenseth here having a great run today.
Yeah, having his best run in the 42 car. And I asked him earlier this week when we talked to him, I said, hey, what do you think about how it's been to be back? And he said, you know what? Kind of bittersweet. I love doing my job. I'm having a lot of fun, but I don't like where the finishes are. But he said, Indianapolis, at times in my career, was my best racetrack. So I have a lot of hope coming there. Kyle Larson's setups have not worked at all for Matt Kenseth. So they've had to kind of reinvent the wheel here, Kelly, for Matt. And he's having a terrific run today.
Erik Jones hard into the wall. We heard him on the radio just moments ago responding to his crew. He said, I'm all right, but you could tell he was trying to catch his breath. Flames rolling out from the right front of that car.
Let's take a look at the replay. Oh boy, such a nasty angle into turn 3. One of the fastest parts of the racetrack for these guys, and you know, it's just, there's no practice. It's a green racetrack. It's incredibly abrasive. We've seen this track just destroy tires throughout a tire test. These tires, even this far into the race, are still not able to go through an entire run. Steve, you talked about it, how this track has grooves in it, and it's like a cheese grater to these tires, and takes quite a while for this place to work in. There's been no laps on it.
Drivers, how scary is that when you see the flames rolling out from under the hood and you're strapped in?
My biggest concern isn't the fire, it's that impact. That impact is such a hard, difficult angle, going so fast.
You see Eric's out of the car. He's taking a look at the right side.
Oh, gosh. That is such a big impact.
We're so thankful for all the safety innovation over the last couple of decades. When you see a crash like that, that's as bad as it's going to get for these guys.
Maybe 13 laps to go here in stage 2. Austin Dillon. Denny Hamlin making up row 1. Get a big enough shove into turn number 1. Here comes Hamlin on the inside.
The key right here for Austin is just to almost break even with him through this part of the corner, and then he should beat him off the corner. Should have more momentum down the back straightaway. And then here comes the push from Harvick.
Harvick's going to go 3 wide.
Harvick
almost into the
lead.
grass.
All the way to the bottom of the racetrack, and Harvick takes the lead at Indy.
And I thought he was going to push him.
I flinched.
You have to take those runs. You have to take every run you get, especially against Denny Hamlin, who looks like he has the best car.
Ryan Blaney hard into the wall.
Oh, goodness.
Blaney was running 12th. We saw he got damaged on pit road earlier. He fought back up to 12th.
Right side tires are up for Blaney.
So we need to fix it if we can do anything here. The leader has just got the pace car in 1.
A lot of damage to the driver's side of that 12.
Yeah, he's got left rear damage, but also the left front has hit the wall. Have to assume it's damaged the toe and suspension of the car.
Yeah, I agree. Heavy damage. You see the flap out of the roof flap up there, that black piece of fabric. Part of the operation. His car spins around, tries to keep it onto the ground. It's probably.
Let's see what happened here.
Side here, left side.
Oh, it's hard to tell.
He and Brad, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Wasn't that Brad Keselowski, his teammate?
Must have been some contact or something that got Blaney turned around. I don't know if Blaney was on the inside and got loose into Brad or what, or if he had someone. Let's take a look at Logano. Oh, looks like the 12 gets loose. Hard to tell if anybody was in his left rear quarter panel. Another look, you know, this will be helpful. There you see Blaney.
Oh, yeah.
Right, sit down into the corner. I think
He just got loose, right? Carried some speed in there, got loose. Brad Keselowski, great. He must have saw him out of his peripheral vision, chased it up the track so the 12 wouldn't take him with him.
Wow.
Coming up on 6 to go now, and out front it's Harvick. He's already put 1.7 seconds between himself and Chase Elliott. Now trying to hold off the 11 of Denny Hamlin.
Guys, this is an important battle right here because this is going to be the front row. These drivers I don't believe, are going to pit at the end of this stage. So Denny Hamlin is going to really push on this 9 to try to get in front of him. I imagine, Jeff, you're going to want to be on that front row for the next restart.
Yeah, we've seen how important that is.
We've also seen the slingshot move if you weren't on the front row.
Yeah, if you're side by side exiting turn 2 and the guy behind you is single file, we've seen what kind of run he's going to get and put you 3 wide.
So if you're Hamlin, do you just stay in third? Do you concede and say, I want to line up third on the next restart?
I don't know if you want to be on the inside. It seems to not be working too well for 11 car so far. Not much he can do. I think if he finishes where he is, he's on the inside. If he finishes second, he's on the inside.
It's not going to work for him, so to your point, Steve, maybe lay back, try something different the next restart.
As we watch this battle in the front, there's battle all over the racetrack. A name we haven't talked a lot about today, Ada Tyler Reddick. Well, here he is right in front of the 38, John Hunter Nemechek, 2 rookies. Look at the big wiggle out of John Hunter up the track. Bubba Wallace in the 43 escapes but loses momentum. He gets under attack by those 2 Penske Fords of Brad Keselowski and Joey Logano. Tyler Reddick, I mean, as a rookie, I know he had a little bit of a tough go at Pocono, kind of been mid-pack today, but man, he has just showed up at all these different racetracks. What do you call him, Mr. Exciting? Dale Jr., what do you He is the action driver for sure.
Yeah, we had a conversation with his father before the season started. They all felt, even in his camp before any race was run, that they could make the playoffs. Looking like it's a good possibility. And front row, I mean, McDowell in 17th, Nemechek 18th. That team has just really impressed me this year, how well they've ran every single week. They've improved at least 10 positions this year.
How about Ty Dillon?
Yeah.
Ty Dillon having a good day, earning 12th.
Cole Custer, another rookie, he's in 13th. Hadn't had a lot to hang his hat on this year, but I think it's important for everyone at Stewart-Haas Racing to just tell him, you know what? Have some confidence, stick with the plan. We believe in you. We know you're not going to pick it up right away. You see him right there, just tucked in behind Ty Dillon at 13. Cole Custer with a quiet day. Ty Dillon in front of us in the 12th position.
It's a major step.
Yeah.
From an Xfinity to Cup. It's a major step. And rarely do people just jump in and just hit it right off the bat. We've seen it happen, but it's rare. You've got to, when you hire a rookie, you have to be committed to him, out and spoken on pit road.
Yeah, it's been a struggle today for the 88 car. They're going to come in. You see left side tires. Greg Ives making the call here. Steve, 3 to go in the stage. This is in the playbook to come before the stage ends, but I'm not sure that Alex is going to gain a ton out of this. But again, running back in the 20s for much of the day today.
Well, there's the key. He can only take left side tires because here is the leader, Kevin Harvick. You didn't have time for Greg Ives to take 4. Now it's up to Alex Bowman to have a nice pit exit. He has to use the access lane, though, here in turn 2. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to stay in front of the 4. The 4 is going to be coming with a ton of speed. Oh, he's going to have to block. Can he stay in front of him for the last couple laps? Great call if he does. Disaster if he doesn't.
Pitted running 14th.
Is he going to be able to stay in front of Harvick?
And how do left side tires drive?
Yeah.
You know, a lot of times you put rights on, you're pretty sure you know what it's going to do. You put lefts on, sometimes that's a big gamble.
Great corner by the 88. If he gets past, he still get the free pass, but that's all his track position. This call is purely to stay on the lead lap. He was 8 seconds behind when he pitted. Greg Ives doing the homework, doing the math. Will it work, though?
Harvick to the inside, trying to put him a lap down.
No.
Crew Chief Greg Eyes is like, ugh.
Yeah.
Snake eyes on the dice right there. Snake eyes on the gamble.
I'm telling you guys, left side tires under green, I've had them drive so bad that you feel like you have a flat. I've had them work too, but rarely do left sides under green if they work for me in the past.
Now Chase Elliott's like, don't hold me up. I got Denny Hamlin behind me, 2 more corners. Come on, old buddy. Let me go.
Last couple corners here of stage 2, and it's going to be Kevin Harvick that will get the stage win. Also getting some stage points will be Chase Elliott, Denny Hamlin,
Good job, green check.
Matt DiBenedetto, Austin Dillon rounding out the top 5. Up in that front row, it's Kevin Harvick and Chase Elliott. Green flag back in the air.
New player at the front in 95, Christopher Bell, the outside lane.
Harvick almost clear, but Denny Hamlin actually allowed the 9 car, helped the 9 car Chase Elliott get back up there to the inside. Now Denny Hamlin's in position. If he can clear, oh, contact.
Made contact there with the
now
95.
All right, 95 is going to line up, push this 11. They're side by side up front. The 11's going to have the run.
He's going to try it. Here comes Hamlin to the inside. And Hamlin will make the pass.
Harvick
not
got it
so
right in the
fast.
quarter panel. Look at that move by Harvick. Ah, that's aggressive. Didn't get to the bottom right there, though. It's going to be okay. That was an impressive power move by Kevin Harvick to keep that lead.
1 and 2 once again. Kevin Harvick, Denny Hamlin.
Denny Hamlin did everything right. Set up to be the leader, and Kevin Harvick just wasn't going to have it. That's some great racing by great race car drivers. Put it all on the line. Was still a long way to go.
54 laps remaining in this one as Harvick out in front, and how he threw it into turn 3. Look at this.
I mean, that is complete trust that your car is going to stick, and also that Denny Hamlin knows he's there.
See him in there working that steering wheel. I think he just knows that you can't let that 11 car get the lead. He knows from last week in that second Pocono race when they pit cycled and the 11 cycled to the front and ended up winning the race. Harvick thought he had an even better car in that second Pocono race. Frustrated he lost that. Doesn't want to allow that 11 car to get that track position. Once he gets that track position, probably not going to be giving it up. Harvick trying to hang on to that lead.
This time around, it'll be 40 laps to go. I believe the pit window has opened from here. It'll be a little of a stretch, but I think both of these guys can make it. Now the question is, when do you come? If you're the 11, do you try to beat the 4 to pit road? If you're the 4, do you try to come first? Or if you're the 11, you come with them and you say, I'm going to chase you on the pit road. Jeff, as a driver, do you feel you can make that time coming to pit road, chasing someone in there?
I want clean air. If I'd rather pit leading, I'd rather pit being the leader than pitting with the 4, pitting from the, in second spot, because I can see better. I can judge myself better. The big difference is, or the big deal is, what is tire wear like, right? If the tires are falling off, like we saw last week at Pocono, the first guy on pit road will have an advantage because he's on new tires sooner. So who's going to blink first?
Well, the question is, last week the 4 came first and the 11 used the clean air to run some of the fastest laps of the race, low on fuel and kind of a Formula 1 style, right? He gapped the 4 using that clean air, but they were nowhere near this clump.
Yeah, you can't do that here because of the tire fall off. You know, if the 4 pits, he's not going to, the 11 won't be able to run faster laps and then beat him off pit road.
Yeah, if I'm Gabehart this week, I actually come first. Yeah, I want to be the first to pit road.
The only thing about that, though, is the 11's faster than the 4. If the 11 had clean air,
right,
he would be able to go faster than he's going right now.
We just saw since they last pitted, how many laps? They've gone 44 now. Steve, is that a fear at all because of fuel? We knew that the fuel window was only about 38 to 40.
Well, a ton of yellows in there. We see our first taker of the 8. Oh, we heard it on the radio. Pit. Here's the call right here. Chris Gabehart has pulled the chute. First guy to pit road, the 11 of Denny Hamlin. You see him at the top of your screen. Blend now. They need to be perfect. Count him into the pit stall. Long pit boxes. Denny Hamlin has to hit his pit sign. Give his pit crew the best chance, Marty.
And Chris Gabehart had called Denny Hamlin to pit road. Guess what? Rodney Childers also called Kevin Harvick to pit road. He didn't get that message. They went one extra lap unintentionally. So Chris Gabehart, Denny Hamlin going to get a little bit of an advantage here. Get those 4 fresh Goodyear tires on a little bit sooner than Kevin Harvick will because of a miscommunication. And Rodney Childers said, Timmy, we have to pit, to Tim Fiedel, his spotter. Denny was very happy with the car. A little bit tight. He was concerned it would get tighter the longer they ran. The Goodyear tires are on. We'll see Harvick down pit road next time.
That was a clean stop out of the 11. The 4 to pit road looked clean to me. No tires locked up. All right, 11, check, clean pit stop. Rodney Childers, Kevin Harvick, your turn. Can you match the speed of the 11 on pit road? Marty.
Let's see where Kevin Harvick cycles back out again. They wanted to pit with Denny Hamlin. They did not do that. Harvick saying the car tight, especially in the center of the corner. That was his biggest concern. Pit stops that could decide the Brickyard 400. Kevin Harvick trying to become a 3-time winner of one of NASCAR's crown jewel races. 4 fresh Goodyear tires. You're also going to see a wedge wrench go in and make an adjustment, trying to free up that car for the 4 car of Kevin Harvick. And the Goodyear tires going on. We'll see where he cycles out with the 11 as Denny Hamlin charges down the front stretch.
Look, will be a little bit slow on the left front. There it is. Kevin Harvick leading Denny Hamlin. Denny Hamlin is going to beat him. No problem here on the blend lane. The 4 down bottom. Denny Hamlin in the picture. Checkmate leader. Denny Hamlin at Indy by a ton.
It was not clean on the left side stop.
For Kevin Harvick.
For Kevin Harvick, the left sides were slow, both the front and the rear.
So up front is Matt Kenseth. Again, he took over after the COVID-19 outbreak, and Kyle Larson was removed from the 42.
See, this gap to Kevin Harvick has closed in on Hamlin. Hamlin was much further ahead when that pit stop ended.
Yeah, we haven't seen Harvick in a situation where he's been pushed to try to pass a car as quick as Denny's. We've seen Denny racing around the top 5 and passing fast race cars. Be interesting to see if the 4 of Harvick can run him down and then put something together to get by him.
You know, Harvick that time was the fastest car on the racetrack. Hamlin was the 4th fastest. Harvick about a 10th and a half quicker.
Yes, Denny pushing as hard as he can go, or saving just a little bit.
Number 30 to go. See Kenseth on the left side of your screen. Kyle Busch, Logano, Keselowski, Custer currently in 5th. DiBenedetto, McDowell. As I mentioned, all these guys, Rick, were just on pit road around lap 100. Run a little longer, have a little shorter pit stop, or to your point, catch a caution. While that maybe not help them for these two, it's unfortunate, but at some point in every race, you know maybe you're not calling the race to win. You're calling the race to get the best finish you can. Kelly.
22 of Joey Logano making his way down pit road. They just have not gotten the handling right on the 22, and they can't get it to turn. Joey said he is wicked tight in traffic. Said, look, we just hit dirty air, and then it's done. It's going to get 4 Goodyear tires on this stop, but it's been a difficult day for Joey Logano.
They've struggled, guys.
Yeah, they have.
Won early, but since the break, it has not gone well.
Yeah, 2 out of the first 4 races, Joey Logano and this 22 team won to start the season, and then the big long break because of the coronavirus.
No top 15s in the last 4 races. Probably another one outside the top 15 today.
I'm telling you guys, being there makes a big difference as we are right on board with Joe Logano going back to the racetrack. Those leaders of Kenseth and Kyle Busch are running some great laps. They have to come to pit road, and it just shows if you can get out front. Oh boy, wow, huge. And this is going to be a caution right here. Big hit again. This time it's Alex Bowman in the 88.
That looks a lot like Erik Jones's wreck. He was running 8th. Passed on pit road on lap 103.
See the window net down. That's the driver signaling to the safety crew when they come up that he's okay. But he'll wait in the car until the AMR safety team gets to him. So Alex Bowman into the wall hard and bringing out this the 8th caution.
Man, the whole right side just flat.
We've seen some hard hits here last year with this package for the first time. Remember, a lot of hard wrecks in that race. Landon Castle, really tough hit here last year. Let's take a look at this. Looks like getting down into turn 1. Coming out of,
Wow.
Yeah.
Again, a really hard hit there. Looked like the right front went down.
I don't even know how to describe what that feels like. Your entire body goes through this incredible trauma.
Yeah, I'll tell you, the hit is tough, but the moment before it, when the tire goes and you're out of control, you're going straight into that fence, you have a moment to really understand just exactly how bad this is going to be. It's the most terrifying moment as a driver.
There's no question in your mind you're gonna hit really hard.
Green flag's back. And look at them fan out as they get ready to go into 1. Denny Hamlin has cleared Kevin already. But here comes Matt Kenseth.
Oh, Harvick a little bit loose under Matt Kenseth, gets into the side of that 42 car. Now he's lost a few spots here. Christopher Bell battling for 2nd place.
We'll see if Harvick's going to do the same thing, make it 3 wide down the back straightaway.
He pushes, now he slides out. Tries to get to the inside of the 42 of Kenseth.
Look at that mess behind him.
Harvick makes the move, he's back up to 2nd. But can he run down Denny Hamlin? He wasn't able to do it before the caution. Christopher Bell falling back now in that 95.
See the 18 of Kyle Busch down on the bottom back there. He had to pit a 2nd time under the yellow because of a flat tire. Not sure what happened there. Trying to recover as the 21 of Matty D makes a big move 3 wide, takes a position.
Matt DiBenedetto in the 21. That Wood Brothers 21 famed car here with 21 laps to go at Indy. Hamlin, Harvick, Kenseth, Cole Custer.
Back up front, it's tight. Look at the
right
4 car,
front,
the right
yeah.
front. It looks like the wrap. The wrap's coming off of the right front.
Oh, trying to jump
Way
on
out
the
of the groove.
outside of Hamlin.
Yeah, he sure did. He was coming fast on that 11 car, running him down quickly. The contact with Kenseth, I think, is on the restart, causing the wrap on the 4 car maybe to come loose.
Do you feel that as a driver? Is there a vibration there?
I don't know. I don't know if you'll feel that at all. But I don't think it's hurting his car right now, as long as there's no real body damage from the contact.
He's faster than Hamlin. He's ran Hamlin down. Let's see if he can run him down again. He jumped on the outside of Denny.
It's really strange how he's caught him so fast.
So we're on the backstretch live again, but 1 lap ago, look at this, how Denny Hamlin moves down, anticipating the run. You can see him looking in the mirror. He's looking up in his helmet. He sees the run coming. He says, oh, I know you're going to come next to me, but you're going to be on the outside. I am not giving you the bottom. It's almost IndyCar-esque. That's how they race in the Indy 500, Rick. Just block the bottom of the racetrack at all costs.
I couldn't believe he even got that big of a run on Denny to get to his outside.
How about the nerve to try the outside?
That's what I was surprised at.
Well, this is one of the 2 crown jewels that Denny Hamlin has not won. If he can check it today, that would only leave the Coca-Cola 600 for him to win. When I talked to him earlier this week, he said, I am absolutely sick of going to Indianapolis, running in the top 5, and not winning that race. Well, he's 9 laps away from checking another crown jewel box and leaving only 1 more to check.
And you see a couple of those shots. I'm looking for lap traffic. That's all Denny is worried about. He'd love to just run this race with nothing but clean air. So look way out in front of him. Not much lap traffic. There's a handful of cars right there. If Harvick can keep it close, that's his only opportunity to win this race. Is if they get into lap traffic and somehow Denny gets, stumbled up there.
And Denny must have a big smile when he saw that straightaway that you and I saw on the camera, right? Nobody out there, at least a straightaway up in front.
There's still 8 laps to go, though.
There's your lap traffic right there. I expect Timmy Hill to lay over and not be much of a challenge in getting these guys away and impede their way, but you just never know how you're going to catch them in the corners.
And again, let's not count out that 42 of Matt Kenseth. At 48 years old, if Matt Kenseth would win this race, he would be the oldest to win ever at Indy. Al Unser won at 47 years, 360 days. That's the oldest winner ever. Kenseth would be older. So we look back off of Kevin Harvick's onboard camera.
And Rick, let's remember, we saw a restart and the craziness, but the control of this race changed on that green flag.
Hard into the wall. Denny Hamlin from the lead slams into the wall. Again, we see a right side, right front failure, and Hamlin hard into the wall.
Down here if you can. Catch your breath. Talk. Just catch your breath. But they're with you now.
We mentioned it with Erik Jones, slammed into the wall, one of the hardest hits, and then we see it duplicated by Denny Hamlin there. Great to see him climb out of the car.
Not only the physical pain of hitting the wall like that, but the emotional pain knowing so close to winning Brickyard 400.
He said in 2017 it was the biggest heartbreak of his career to lose that race. He came so close to winning it that day. He's got to be feeling that same heartbreak.
Chris Gabehart, the crew chief. Let's take another look.
Off into turn one, and the right front goes.
Seen some big impacts today. That's such a big hit.
It's so surprising to me too, because we've just been talking about it for the last several laps about the clean air that he's enjoyed. And
one thing you wonder, Junior, is with the cooler temperatures, right? It's gotten
more speed.
Yeah, it's probably faster than it was. Clean air, just carrying so much speed. You just wonder if that that extra pressure on the tires.
And you have to acknowledge that his teammate Jones had an issue.
Yep.
The 18, Kyle Busch, talked about having a vibration just before Jones had his accident. I really wish we could show you what this racetrack surface looks like and how those grooves are cut into it. They kind of run parallel with the race car. Very sharp.
Yeah, 26 laps on that right front tire. You have to ask yourself as you look through the rest of the field, what does everybody else do now? With only 5 laps to go, you would definitely want to stay up. We're hearing a lot of buzz about some other possible vibrations in the top 5 or 10. And as a driver, you come by and you see this, or as a crew chief, you see this, and now you have to perhaps change your opinion or your mind on how you're going to manage this race. Chris Gabehart, Purdue grad, just up the road. I knew it meant the world to him to try to come here and try to win this race. Let's hear what Kevin Harvick, running in the 2nd position, had to say about the accident.
Ouch. I hope he's all right. Now, Timmy? Yeah, he's out. He looks fine. Yeah, he's good.
The respect.
Yeah.
He wanted to beat him, but he didn't want to see that.
Kevin Harvick, Matt Kenseth, side by side, getting ready for the maybe final restart.
You can see the push from behind of Kenseth.
Austin Dillon also in there giving the shove to that outside line. Can he clear him? He does before they get to 1.
All right, I'd say Custer did a great job there helping his teammate get out front.
That speedy drive that's on the racetrack that was blowing up that we saw the 4 go through. Now it's Kenson running second, trying to get a draft. Battle for third, teammates Aric Almirola and Cole Custer.
Harvick has been shot out of a cannon. What a restart and a mess back here for everyone else.
Through the short chute and into 4. Again, if they get the white flag, the next flag will end the race.
A little contact there between the 2 and 41, Cole Custer and Keselowski as Kesey takes 4th place. Custer trying to hang on to a top 5 here.
White flag is out. One more time around. Kevin Harvick. A huge lead over Matt Kenseth. Down the backstretch for the final time. Harvick, Denny Hamlin. They've been the dominant 2 cars all of 2020. Hamlin crashes out as they were battling for the lead. Now Harvick trying to go back-to-back at the most famous racetrack in the world. Coming out of turn 4, Kevin Harvick is going to see the checkered flag. He wins again at the Brickyard.
Brickyard 400. Awesome job.
Big red behind him. Couple cars in the grass here. Austin
Benedetto
Dillon.
and Austin Dillon. And remember, Dillon was right up there. He was up front helping push Harvick at that restart. They were running 14th and 15th, those 2 cars. As a celebration for the Busch Light team, that 4 team will begin.
Oh, Matthew tries to get down in the inside. Austin, and they both end up in the fence. Oh, and another aggressive move there. Watch here. Austin just doesn't give him the room, and Matt kind of bombed in there.
And that 34 that came through Michael McDowell ended up in 7th. So that position they were racing for was going to be well inside the top 10.
Kevin, boy, I tell you, what a battle with Denny Hamlin. Had he not had his issue, did you think you maybe catch him?
Well, we knew he was going to be really close on tires, and Rodney told me on the radio, he said, just make sure you keep the pressure on him, and that was all the pressure I could give. So, those guys do a really good job. Just got to thank everybody on my Busch Light Ford Mustang, everybody from Mobil 1, Haas Automation, Hunt Brothers Pizza, Jimmy John's, everybody who is a part of this program and just keeps bringing good race cars to the racetrack.
From the beginning, this was a battle of track position. How tough was that battle to try and stay out front? You made one daring move, Kevin, where you went almost to the grass to go get the lead.
Yeah, I didn't have any more room. That was for sure. But it's a Brickyard, man. This is what I grew up wanting to do as a kid, win at the Brickyard. And to be able to come here and have won for the 3rd time is something that I could have never dreamed of. I want to say hi to my family at home. I know Keelan will be jacked up. Piper's probably asleep. If not, hello. But just really, really proud of all these guys on this team.
He joins Jimmy Johnson and Kyle Busch as the only driver to win back-to-back Brickyard 400s. Kevin Harvick wins it for a 3rd time. Kelly?
Well, Marty, really good to see Denny Hamlin outside of the infield care center after a really hard hit, but I don't know what hurts more, the impact with the wall or losing one of the crown jewels, especially that way. What are you thinking, Denny?
Yeah, it's just it's tough. I hate it for the FedEx team, and just we did what we needed to do. It just didn't work out for us today, and had a fast car obviously, and was stretching out there, but wasn't pushing right front at all. Just it's kind of roulette. You whether you get one that's going to stay together or not, and mine didn't, and you saw the end result. So that stinks, but proud of the whole FedEx Toyota team. We're just been so good here lately, and I hate that I feel like I'm doing all I can. I just these big races and just a lot of things like this just don't go my way all the time, and but we're still gonna go next week and try to win the next one. So we'll do all we can.
We've Really enjoyed, Denny, the battles between you and Kevin Harvick over these last several weeks. You both have been so successful since the return. What has it been like for you, kind of having this rivalry and these great battles on track?
Well, it's been a great battle, and I mean, those guys are great competitors, and the last few weeks it's been kind of a head-to-head with me and him. So there's probably not another guy I'd rather battle with each and every week. So congrats to them and their team. They did a great job. Obviously, we had two very, very close and equal cars, but they got it today.
This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of NASCAR Broadcasting. NASCAR would like to thank all of our fans for your support, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.